Hello, my loves. Welcome to Lean and Clean with Fitness Chef Christine. I am Christine, your host, and today, more than anything, I want to talk to you about fueling your body for performance. So, in my family, we ate dinner every night together, and it was such an important time. So I'm not here to tell you that eating isn't social or isn't good for the soul and bonding and everything else, because it absolutely is. It's a beautiful time to get together. But we need to keep in mind that what we put in our body makes a difference of how our body runs. Similarly, we're not going to put junky fuel into a gorgeous car, right? You, my friend, are a gorgeous vehicle. So put the best fuel you can inside of you. So I purchased this cookbook because I love everything it stands for. I'll show you right here. Eat a legend. So if you're not familiar with Dan, Chef Dan, he is a performance chef, similar to what I do in helping athletes and busy women fuel their bodies for their performance, whether you're a runner or if you are a swimmer or if you're just trying to get thinner and have a better muscle tone. Whatever your goal is, that's what you're eating for. So let's take a look at some of the wonderful quotes in the book. There's some great recipes that we're going to make too, but not just today. Eating for performance means choosing foods that prepare you for the tasks that make your life full and happy. That doesn't mean you don't have to have flavor. I'm not here to tell you to eat boiled chicken, rice, and broccoli at every meal, because that's not really living. That's not really life. I don't want your food to be bland or tasteless. So it says, I could become the guy who knew what it meant to feed elite athletes to help them maximize their performance, but how to make the food taste amazing. And that's what I'm here to help you with, is to make sure that we're fueling our body, but also enjoy it, right? With the best possible fuel, in the best possible way, and also make it economical, because we don't all have a lot of money to work on this, and you shouldn't have to. Today you're gonna need a pan, you're gonna need a tortilla, you're gonna need eggs and cheese and whatever leftover meat or whatever you have on hand, because we're gonna make a tortilla quiche, okay? It's very simple. We're gonna bulk up with lots of protein. We're gonna get a lot of flavor into this. So we're gonna start with 3 eggs. Generally speaking, you wanna look at your pan and go about 2 inches less in terms of how many eggs you want. So for an 8-inch pan, you would need 6 eggs and so forth. Oh, now we're gonna have a lot of other things in there, so we're not gonna need quite that many. We're gonna start with 3 eggs. And last one. Usually I like to crack my eggs on a flat surface or crack them against each other, because that tends to have a nice crack to it. So let me wipe my hands 1 second, and then we'll get our cottage cheese. Sorry, we don't want a raw egg in our food, except not in our hands. So we're gonna get ourselves some cottage cheese here, which of course I should have taken out before I started, but I didn't, so we're just gonna grab it. Okay. So we're gonna put about a 1/4 cup of cottage cheese in here. Go ahead. And I am using a 4% cottage cheese. I don't like to use fat-free anything. I don't believe that is really good for your digestion. We need a little bit of healthy fats in there, so we're gonna put that in there like that. And then we're going to whisk that up with some salt and some pepper. And any other seasoning, we're gonna add a little bit of this Yaz seasoning, which is just an Italian blend with a little bit of spice to it. I like it because flavor is free. When you've got herbs in there, you've got free flavor. That's what we want. We want to make sure that we're getting all the flavor with minimal calories. The thing of it is, let's get our salt. In order to lose weight, we have to be in calorie deficit. That means that we need to burn off more than we're taking in. And in order to bulk up or be more muscular, you need to have a calorie surplus. So you need to eat more calories than what you're burning off. You have to decide what's gonna work for your goals. But either way, we wanna make it the best tasting, most healthy we can. All right, so we're gonna whisk those two together. So it's cottage cheese and eggs, salt and pepper, and a little Italian spice with a little pinch of peppers in there. So we're just gonna pour that right into our unbaked shell, so it's just raw shell. It's gonna firm up right in the oven. So it's a breeze. You can pop it in the oven, have all that egg mixture in a separate container, ready to rock and roll in the morning. Or it makes a nice quick lunch or dinner. I'm one of those people that love breakfast for dinner. Like, I really do, I love it. Then I've got some leftover steak, so I cut it up, I'm gonna just sprinkle it over the top. You could add a lot of veggies to this. There's a million ways you can go. But we're gonna keep it nice and simple. I have some veggies in here. Oh, that's nice. Grab our veggies. Bring them in the back. There we go. I have a million containers, so I usually use glass containers, but I had to buy these for an event, and so now I have a lot of them, so I'm just using them up. Grab some thyme. These are some peppers and onions, and you'll notice that I always have veggies prepped and ready to go. That makes my life so much easier. But if you don't and you just have leftovers, that works great too. All right, so we're gonna put that aside, and then I'm gonna put some provolone cheese on top. Now this is gonna cook very quickly because it's very shallow. So while that cooks, we're gonna make ourselves an egg sandwich. So none of this is rocket science, and you really can't screw it up. Just mix it up and throw it in the oven. Go ahead and cover this up. I'm breaking up these pieces of cheese to cover a little bit more ground here. We're gonna pop this in a 350-degree oven, and then I'm gonna show you how to make those egg sandwiches super fast. All right, so first things first, we're gonna get our pan up to medium heat, and then we have to have a nice bun. I chose a potato bun today. Now, normally I would have homemade buns made, but because I didn't, I bought a good quality one. So we're just gonna go ahead. It's very important that you toast your buns. Flavor, flavor. So we're just gonna set that in the pan. You don't have to put butter, you don't have to put oil, you don't have to put anything, just toast it up. Okay, and then we're gonna grab our egg, and I like to crack it into something else besides the pan, so that if it breaks or if it gets messed up, we have no problem, we don't get any shells in there. So we'll grab our salt and pepper and get everything ready to rock and roll. And we're gonna go ahead and crack our egg in there. So, like I said, I really like to crack it together. Just pop that in there. We're only going to need one egg for this. And then once your buns have gotten sufficiently warm here, turned off on me, so we'll just give it a little bit. Get us a plate. We need some cheese. Having everything ready to rock and roll makes your life a lot easier. It's called mise en place, having everything in place before you start, which as of late, my brain has been like menopausal fog, so sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't. It's all good. If you forget something, relax. Cooking should be fun. Cooking should be relaxing. That's what we're aiming to do. Get all that flavor in and help us relax. All right, once your buns are a little bit toasty, then we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of butter to the pan and a little spritz of oil. Well, I'm gonna be putting, this is a cast iron pan. So if you don't have a pan that is well seasoned, if your cast iron is not well seasoned and you don't wanna make eggs in it, totally cool, you can use a non-stick pan. I just really love to cook with cast iron. So that's what we're using. Now, I'm using a combination of oil and butter, so I don't make sure it doesn't stick. So this is just a avocado oil. And I actually like to use portable avocado oil more than I like to use the spray, but that's what I have on hand, so we're going to go with it. And I know I talk with my hands. We're gonna go ahead and slide that egg right in there. If you're a person that likes the yolk to drip out, you can leave it as is, that's totally cool. For me, I like it to be there, but not runny. We're gonna get ourselves a cover. Lower that heat just a little bit because we don't want the edges to really brown. I'm gonna let that do its thing. I'm gonna flip it over. Now you see this comes together very quickly, and that's what we're looking for. So we're just gonna loosen it up a little bit, make sure those edges don't stick. If it sticks, it's not a big deal. It's still gonna taste the same, don't worry. You're the only one that's going to see it because it's gonna be sandwiched in this bun. So as long as it tastes good, doesn't really matter. My hope is that I'm encouraging you to try things and that you don't get intimidated. That is what my whole goal is, to get everybody back to the table eating real healthy food. That's the goal. All right. So once we're about here, let's see that make sure we can move it around a bit. We're just gonna come underneath, and even if it's a little bit runny, that's totally cool. We're just gonna let that do its thing. And then we're gonna cover it with the cheese and let it finish cooking. And actually, I'm gonna uncover it with the cheese for a second and add a little salt and pepper. I think my salt shaker died. That's always good. And some pepper. So before our cheese melted, I caught it. But if you didn't, no worries. You can always have a chance to season. It's not a big deal. It's easier to season when it's cooking, but things happen. We forget. Sometimes multitasking in a menopausal brain takes a little more help than what we have. I'm still using my Memorial Day cup. I love it. Try and get my water in. I always try to go for a gallon a day because we have 3 things we try to do. We try to move, we hydrate, and we fuel every day. So this morning I got up, I did my strength training workout, I went to Pilates, came back, now I'm filming, love it. Oh, I also met a friend for breakfast, which makes life so good. Sometimes you just need that downtime just to reconnect with people. And like I said, food can help us do that. And we can make healthy choices even when we're out at restaurants. Just think, I need a protein, I need good vegetables, I need that fuel. So if you're always conscious of that, no matter where you are, you're in good shape. All right, that is all it takes, my friends. Just a nice quick egg sandwich. Now, of course, you can put greens on there, you can dress it up any way that you like, but we've got our basics. Now, sometimes I make these ahead, and I wrap them. It's not too hot. I wrap them and I put them in the fridge. So then all I do is I pop them in the air fryer. I don't like to microwave, so I pop them in the air fryer until it's all heated through again, and then out the door we go, just like that. Now, our quiche is gonna take a few more minutes, and I lightly call it a quiche. It doesn't have a crust or anything, but it's a quiche filling. Okay, we've got eggs, we've got some kind of dairy, we've got our spices, and we've got our meat in there, so, and our cheese. So that's gonna give a few more minutes to cook, and then I'm gonna come back and show you what it looks like. All right, my friends, see you in a bit. Right, we're back. So here it is. This is our lovely tortilla quiche. And you can see it's quite large, so you can cut it in 4s and eat it like pizza. Pick it up and eat it. It's super, super hot right now. You can park it in the refrigerator and eat it over a couple of days. Heat it up in the air fryer or in the oven. I don't like to put it in the microwave because it gets mushy and weird textured. So I always say, recommend putting it in the air fryer first because it doesn't need time to heat up. But if your oven's already going, like mine is all day long, you can just pop it in there. Alternatively, you can even eat it cold. And then of course we have our egg sandwich that we made earlier. I love to serve this with a side of dill pickles because dill pickles are great for gut-friendly foods. But if that seems weird to you, put whatever you like on there. All right, I want to leave you with some more words from our book that we're talking about today, Eat Like a Legend. And it's a very important part that we have talked about before called Eat More. I know that seems so counterintuitive when we want to get to our goals. And we did talk about the fact that we want to be in calorie deficit. But that doesn't mean that we want to starve ourselves, right? We often think that we need to lower our calories so much to accelerate the fat loss, but that is not how our body works. So part of our problem is that when we eat less, we often eat less of the good stuff. Neglecting high calorie foods often means skipping out on olive oil or whole grain pasta or sweet potatoes, even though those foods deliver fiber and nutrients galore. Rather than thinking about what will help us perform everyday tasks to keep us happy and confident, we just plain don't eat enough. It doesn't matter whether what's keeping us hungry is fear of calories or lack of immediate access to the ideal meal. The result is the same. When you're hungry, you're unsatisfied, you're moody, and you're lethargic. We want to eat so that we feel fueled, so that we have enough energy to get out there and move as much as possible so that when we get older, we are still able to move. That is the whole idea behind my podcast. It is fitness, it is food, it is fat loss, it is faith, because all of those things make up who I am. But I'm here to help you and hopefully inspire you to keep cooking, to keep working on fueling your body with delicious and healthy foods. So I hope you give these easy recipes a try. Let me know what you think. As always, I wish you a wonderful day. I pray for each and every one of you. Send you lots of love. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment and tell me if you've tried something, if you have an idea for a future episode. I would love to hear it. Keep in touch. Love you, my friends. See ya.